We are slotted back in one final time today to try and see who is going to come out on top between, of course, Big Dog himself. Rapha, he's back on the server, back on the map. He's never dropped off.
Exactly. He's at the tippity top. And is there anyone who can maybe knock him down a couple of pegs?
Is it nosfa? Can he do it?
That is the big question from him. nosfa looking to put a stop to all of it. This guy's raining down from Brazil, got a super aggressive, flamboyant style. Well, he needs to cook something up because someone's got to stop this professor. He's harvesting the knowledge from everybody. He's fully referenced up. So what else do professors do?
Profess.
That's probably... Do they?
Maybe, you never know. They own a lot of books, most likely.
It's all the Quake books. Rapha should write a Quake book. Or maybe nosfa should write how to rip up Rapha's book.
Write a book about how to rip up his book?
Yeah. Well, he's got to take him down somehow. Oh. But he should only write it if he takes him down.
Yeah, he can't just physically do it.
I was getting ahead of myself a little. I was just getting into it.
That's all right. Yeah. That's all right. We'll ease into it. We'll ease into it.
It could happen, though. You never know.
You never know. Well, let's have a look at the man that writes books.
Exactly.
There he is.
This guy's got all the books. It's because he's the professor.
Confirmed, Rapha owns books. Oh. He's always so filthy on a server, and I cannot wait to see him get underway. He never fails to impress. And up against nosfa, we're normally in for a treat.
Yeah, he's the GOAT, though. It's so difficult to knock this guy's confidence. The only real criticism I have at the moment is that he didn't have a very good Italy. But, like, is he going to have a string of bad events? Unlikely. Never really happens with Rapha. He's definitely going to be ramping up everything in order to show a bigger, better style of him playing. That's one thing that he's always been amazing at, is just constantly showing off to everybody that he can only improve.
Oh yeah, especially is the fact that I think just for the pride and to prove such a big point and really take it home, he is going to want to put his name all over that belt. So
wouldn't it be weird if we at no point saw Rapha's name on the belt?
Oh yeah,
by the end of Quake Pro
in
League?
terms of Quake history, it would be a bit of travesty, really.
It would be like the one thing. It's got to go up there somehow, surely. And there's a few opportunities to do so. No pressure. Get
Sharpie out right on the back, sorted. I'm going to pick some bands. Because then that way...
We'll sort you out, Rapha, if the worst comes to worst.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll get in there.
Oh, we've got an Anarchy coming out from Rapha, though. I am super excited. We've also got a Solar coming out, and a Strog. We've got some fantastic different movement to look forward to from him. nosfa looking like the tame one at the moment with his picks. Galena into Nyx, into Visor. I mean, I'm obviously going to be favouring Rapha because who wouldn't when you look at him at the top of that leaderboard? But nosfa, I mean, he's just got some solid fundamental picks. There's progress could be made from here.
Yeah, there definitely is. nosfa, normally when we have these games, I like to play a bit of devil's advocate and favour him to see if he can do an awful lot of damage. We saw glimpses of success for him, but for me, it always felt like when he was in a position versus someone that obviously was going to be a tremendously hard matchup, he would play differently. He wouldn't play the normal nosfa style you expect to see. It seems like he really dials himself back, plays a little bit more timid to, try and give them respect. I don't like that. I don't like it when he gives people respect.
Yeah, we don't know respect, nosfa. Just be really rude, horrible, be mean. Pretend it's Rapha's birthday and that you're Kilson.
Oh, yeah. That's a good role play.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need from him. But no, you're absolutely right. It's easy to put yourself in the wrong place and play scared against these names. Actually, a perfect example of this is where PGL, when Wenger went over there, he practiced this crazy style, something that we see day in, day out now, right?
Yeah.
But he would go versus some players, and all of a sudden it would be the most defensive, boxy type of style. I'm like, Wenger, you
This ain't you, man.
This is just the total. He played like Dewey, but even more defensive. Do you know what I mean? That's like barely even possible, right? It can scare you a little bit going versus a player like Rapha and force you to maybe play otherwise. So stay true to yourself, whether you're nosfa or anyone else.
You be you.
Yeah.
Live
your best life.
Yeah, that should be your New Year's resolution, everybody. Always be yourself. Oh, nosfa. already being himself as he kicks things off with a little bit of damage, trying to tear his way into Rapha. The tippy top of this one. Wow, Rapha, he's not having any time to mess around, is he? Straight back in.
Now, so this could be a kill for nosfa, but Rapha's rockets are just too strong, and the stack is too massive as well. As it starts off good in the first 30 seconds for the Professor.
He's got a lovely looking shotgun out as well. I'm excited to see what more he can get done with that bad boy as this one develops. nosfa nearly falling twice already into this matchup as he's very low on HP. He's going to get beaten out towards the Mega, and he'll just outright get beaten as well by Rapha's rocket.
Well, rocket jump up, why not? Hits the top a little bit. The shotgun can do good work over here, actually. Worth watching out a little bit. Well, that's ticking away. He's like, I need to find a way out of here somehow. There's 100 damage worth of damage over time, and it's, yeah, unsurvivable on that stack. nosfa does wake up off the spawn with something to work with a bit, though, but look at this vertical damage coming out from Rapha. He's got himself a Mega, he's got himself a Heavy, he's hitting these little flicks. nosfa hits the grave again.
How do you play against this man? What can you possibly do against this God King? As right now he is just slaughtering nosfa already. He was low, but he's still not going to go down. nosfa, unable to connect the shot. Rapha just plays with his food.
And immediately stacked up once again.
He's got the prime rotation already. He's just able to get that as soon as it spawns up, grab himself the Heavy, start to reposition around. Here we go for another fight potentially here. Tribolt going to be casted out, hoping to get a little bit of damage from a distance, but it won't quite connect.
Well, hello, still managed to find a lot of damage anyway, despite that totem hitting, shutting off the wave from the light armor, and has exact timing on the Mega. It is majestic from Rapha. Does miss a little pop-up rail, but that shouldn't cause any drama. A few extra nails. But Solar can confidently just slide along all the acid on the floor, take no damage. And Bob's your uncle. Here's one more at the rockets.
8-0 right now. Rapha leading so dominantly. If you didn't look at the time, you wouldn't realise we were only 3 minutes into the game here, as he's been able to find such a huge lead. And he isn't showing any signs of slowing down either.
Is nosfa in the little cavern? He was just sitting. That is such a dangerous position to take. And immediate disappointment for nosfa. There was a little bit of acid damage as well, just to help the way, because it was rocket to rail. Extra 10 or 20 had to be found somewhere.
nosfa's just getting completely manhandled right now on the server.
Yeah, there's no real way to sort of filter it down or anything. This is raw savagery. I think like Waz took a map off Rapha last week, and suddenly Rapha's like, just really pissed off. Like, I can't really put it any more lightly than that.
He is giving it, I believe the technical term is. Oh, nosfa! Oh, he's going to go down to that absolutely beautiful looking shotgun, as he'll get punished and loaded up with the slugs.
And the stack just never really seems to shrink at all.
No.
They got one rail, but it's immediately traded out.
It's just so easy, isn't it?
Oh, there we go. nosfa's got a chance now. Got to do something. Acid doesn't quite connect. And finally, nosfa able to get the clutch shot out. But he's got to get out of the way because the rail's going to come right back at him in a second. And time for the heavy. Now nosfa can get a proper rotation going. And just to clarify for viewers again, I was talking about stacked earlier, meaning like your health and your armor. Rotation is just one cycle of an item, and when you're picking the other items, it's like the next time they're going to come out. So you've got a heavy and a mega health, gets taken. The next time they spawn up, that'll be the second rotation.
5-minute warning.
Rail connection. really quite nice as he's able to land so much damage there onto the nose of Rapha. He's got one of the 3 totems down at the minute. Quite a long cooldown before we can try and get any more out. Rapha just bobbing and weaving, eventually popping out and trying to nibble away at his HP pool.
I want to see nosfa just go for it at this point.
Start getting a bit wild.
You're 10 frags behind. You've got to do something. He's railable at the moment, so ease off the gas pedal for a second. Fine. 2 big items. Now get stuck in. Get up in Rapha's face. He's afraid to push into that rail room. He doesn't know what lurks there at the moment. And at the moment, playing at this speed is entirely playing into Rapha's hands.
Six minutes have passed here. There's a 10 frag difference between the two of them. Rapha doesn't even really need to overcommit anymore. Essentially, he could just wait until the clock runs down if he wants to, but still just plays the high percentage win game. Unfortunately, that doesn't work out fantastically for him. Commits in, and nosfa finds the frag, steals the mega as well.
One step at a time at the moment. He needs to make those steps go a little faster. That's a good rail shot, actually. Nice little hurty-verty, if I don't mind me saying. Just drop on his head. Good rocket. Follow-ups. There. It's going to be Rapha taking his own life on this occasion. Nice little jump. Not as easy as it looks. Oh, but just caught out a little bit. Second to go for that totem. Has to wave goodbye to a major item, and he might have to wave goodbye to another in a moment. Again, a good little rocket. But to secure 8 more frag... the positive thing for nosfa is he stopped the leaking, right?
Yeah.
It's been him challenging control, or having control for the last 3 minutes, I believe. But now he needs to find a way to keep accelerating the frags. At the very least, I want him to give up as few as possible by the end. And that could see us maybe going into a positive following map. You're on 9 health, you're wandering around the corners of Rocket. You'll have to take that hit.
Getting the drop on nosfa and putting himself firmly into the driving seat. As per usual, there's not really much of a chance for nosfa now. Time is ticking away, and so is any potential. Look at him gaining a lead. It's going to be a trade frag as well that is found, so it's a 13-3 scoreline.
He's going to try and rush it regardless. Oh, Rapha's there. He's denied with that heavy-duty lightning gun accuracy. And there's going to be another Rapha blowing the taps off yet again. I'm just going to chase it. Surprise. And the Rapha show is here. Rail. Not this time. There really are no brakes on this train. None at all.
Oh, man.
1 minute warning.
That was really sick movement as well. Rapha, finally, there's a chance for nosfa to get the drop on him, but it won't matter. It's still the direct globules that kill him.
nosfa, you've got to find the emergency stop button somewhere. Bring him to a halt. nosfa had some moments at least, they just came too late. And it did not last long enough. So much speed that Rapha's bringing into this too.
Connection with the rail from up close and personal, trying to capitalize with the rockets. Rapha, another frag, even when he's on 13 HP, he is still netting himself these kills. 15 seconds remain, and Rapha is looking for the 20 bomb.
Oh, just in time there, the Mega House up, but the point is like, let me find you off the spawn. He's got him. Any more kills? Not quite. The rocket was about to to meet him, but it is Rapha who gets a dominant victory in map 1, 18-5. That is spicy. Still getting 65% rail from nosfa, but there's just not enough of everything else. Item control was heavily in favor of Rapha. Sure, you got more lights, but that does not do the trick.
It's crazy when you think there was only about 700 damage difference between them both. Like, considering the amount of frags that Rapha had, whereas nosfa obviously trailing behind.
Yeah.
Mad. That's pretty crazy.
But it's that stack advantage that you have as Soul Island, just intrinsically. nosfa wasn't really able to set up his totems properly. Rapha was very vigilant about making sure he got rid of all of them, which is a positive, right? I shouldn't understate that, because I still see too often people forgetting to say, right, I haven't seen totems in about a minute now. There's probably at least one, maybe even two. Got to make sure that we're taking down. Okay, what are the totem hotspots? Check, check, check. And then back to, don't be afraid of playing as slow and meticulously as that for a minute or two if it means you're going to buy yourself an advantage mid-game. It's not about, getting the frag now. Just building that perfect opportunity.
Yes, it's about what's going to win you the matchup overall. Rapha, though, of course, you can never really count him out. It always seems like he is going to be the top dog when he's in the server, and once again, he's established dominance on map 1. Still 2 more maps to go, though. How are things looking as we continue on with the series, Zoo?
Not good for nosfa. I mean, I could try and sort of spruce it up a little bit. nosfa had some positives for a couple of minutes. He was holding on to some control, but it was difficult for him to really push out with confidence because Rapha just seemed to be everywhere. He's going to be using highly mobile champions throughout the entire series. nosfa's got to find a way to anchor down and make Rapha work hard to pick up those kills. I believe we've got an Anarchy next. It's going to be a very different game despite it being the CPM movement again. And Anarchy can be very, very weak if he can't get into control of the items, but that's what's so important now for nosfa. He has to have the item control advantage throughout the game. Otherwise, I think we're going to see a similar scoreline. Anarchy can die quite as quick as he can farm frags, whether he's in control or out of control.
No, you're absolutely right. It's also just the fact that if Rapha's looking on point, that really sort of tends to mean that he's going to be on point for the day. He doesn't really drop off. Normally, he's pretty damn consistent.
Yeah, it's... Maybe if it was like a close win, you could say, well, Rapha's vulnerable in one of the maps, but at the moment he looks indestructible. But you do have to manage yourself a bit differently when you go from Soul to Anarchy. Just because the movement's the same doesn't mean you're playing the same. The ability works differently. You, as a unit, operate differently based on the intrinsic starting armor amount. So you just got to be a little bit more careful of those traps. You can't just run in and do whatever you want, because that one rocket won't make too much of a difference on Soul. It'll make an enormous difference on Anarchy, especially watching out for that. The super shotgun suddenly becomes like one of the most terrifying objects on Earth.
Oh, yeah. Rapha's just ridiculous with the super shotgun as well, which is always something to be so scared of, because he's someone that still pulls it out consistently and does so much crazy stuff with it.
Exactly, and you always count on him and having the right weapon out in the right situation. I think most of the players in the Quake Pro League now are very good at this. We'll occasionally, I'll make a meal out of something out of a meal. A mole out of a meal out of molehill. A mountain out of a molehill. Yep, that's the one. I don't know where meal came from.
Out of a mole. Madness.
Meal sounds like
I
mole.
don't know why you're eating moles.
It's late. We've been casting a while.
It's 9 p.m. See.
I'll make a mountain out of a molehill regarding weapon switches.
Make
and
a
stuff,
mountain out of
but
a mole.
There's very rarely we see any errors on that at the moment.
No, that's very true.
So I'll just make sure I make a meal out of a mole about them still.
Yep. Make a mountain out of a man. Lovely. I can't wait. It's good. What we'll do, we'll work on analogies as well. We'll.
I think I did okay.
Yeah.
All things considered,
you
we've
really
been
made a meal
casting for
out of
7
that
hours. I think that works.
Out of a molehill?
Because if you made a meal out of a mole, it'll be a pretty bad thing to do. Like as far as meals go, it's not very good.
Well, dadoy. Yeah. Dadoy.
Dadoy?
Yeah. Like dadoy.
I'm so lost at the
moment. Do you not know? No?
Can you guys help me,
Do you not know what that means?
Please donate £2 a month to help to help Zood.
God, these Papega casters.
Yeah, pretty well, just me really.
Yeah. Get memed on, kid.
We
I can't believe you. Some of the stuff you've come out with, you've had what was it, T-plate? Or was it?
What was wrong with that?
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
There's
It's a little bit weird.
Oh yeah, no, I remember now.
The
There was
T-plate.
something wrong with that.
And what did you call a churro? Didn't you call it like a vertical? It was the
Vertical biscuit.
Vertical biscuit
Yeah.
for a churro.
I think that's better.
Let me just get my vertical biscuit that I made out of my molehill.
I think we're making improvements
on my tea
on
plate.
common words.
Yeah.
One down, just there to improve.
It's good.
Create efficiencies in processes.
Man, it's like we've like started exposing you to newer.
I'm just a fraud.
Yeah.
I'm a fraud in the community.
You know.
He doesn't actually know what the hell he's
You
doing.
don't know how to speak English.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
You know nothing of Quake.
I let people like you carry me.
That's what I do.
Yeah. No, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what we both do. We carry each other. We're not individuals. We're a team, Zoot.
That's how we should look at it professionally.
You know, we're here.
Let's do this.
We're gamers, and we're ready for action.
Let's watch the real gamers.
Let's kick it off. Rapha versus nosfa. Map 2. Let's see how many meals they're going to make out of this mountain of moles.
I'm so done.
Picked up the mole gun. 30 seconds gone by already. Seems like an eternity. Let's see what they can do from here, though. Oh, the rail comes out. That's a nice bit of initiation, as the damage is going to be coming through. Spamming down the Hellion salvo of rockets as well. Rapha pressing that big red button, looking to try and do some damage, as he will reposition. Oh, how much anarchy is going to be caused here. nosfa forced out on the Ghost Walk. And Rapha will snatch away the heavy.
This is now terrifying for nosfa. No Ghost Walk, no stack, no nothing. Anarchy with lots. And that LG should be enough to clean it off. nosfa's not done a terrible job with the damage, but yeah, so much to go against there. You're against all the odds. Best thing that could have happened is some slightly better defensive rockets through the choke point. But I think he was going down anyway. Oh, this tripod's good.
Oh!
What? Okay. Rapha was just going around in circles and eventually just like plunged into his own rocket.
Yeah, he had bound plus right and then just slapped him in the face. Mad.
That was good. Whoa. There's a bit of surfing going on there for a second.
Right, he's cheating. Admin. That's absolutely wild, to be fair. I don't know how he's done that, but the game of Ring Around the Rosies has worked out absolutely fantastically.
Well, nosfa is doing positively. If it gets hit by another rail, less so, but can he try and challenge a bit this heavy? Mitigate some of the stack that Rapha had. Oh my god, he's pushing all the way with the LG. Shotgun out as well. To push a little further. Lifted. Oh, he just went a little bit too hard on that one. Just a little.
Oh, God, straight to the lips. Rapha dropping down, rockets coming out as he's looking to try and make this one a little bit more rambunctious. We'll take down nosfa as he'll fall. Already 3 frags accumulated here, just a matter of seconds into map 2. It's a good way to kick things off. He does have the LG to play with still as well, as he's going to restock onto that. 4 rockets left, but that's all he needs. 2 to get him in the air, and 1 rail to finish him, as it'll be a lovely sweep there from Rapha. Claims the Mega as his prize as well. Things are going fantastically.
Alright, still time for a nosfa recovery. But first you've got to make Anarchy feel like life's not on his side. But with this heavy, it's still an injection to work with. He's at liberty to rocket jump wherever he pleases. He's going to take a more normal route to get through. Ghost Walk, it is going to get forced out, and right before the Mega Health. And I think he just caught a whisper of him. He looks the wrong way, but he's taken away 2 light armors now. He's just figured out where he is. LG yet again. Shotgun, not a bad weapon to have. Attempt to put on the spawn frag again, but it's not working out for him. Can't do it the same as Kelson and Venga have been doing it.
Rapha, rapid right now. Got a lot of speed to play with here. As as he waits, using the angle to his advantage, hoping that nosfa's just going to spam down towards him. Instead, he fully commits, drops straight down, the injection's going to be popped, and that's the kill. The quick switch in a matter of seconds over to the shotgun to leave him laid out on the ground.
He knows exactly where he is now. nosfa stops for a moment. Little weak, eyeing up that heavy armor that's going to be behind him. The rail flick at the end. Denied, sir. 7-0. I mean, Veil was one thing. This looks like it's not going to be too dissimilar.
Straight up the bounce pad,
Wow.
putting himself up over towards the Mega, but it's still not up for 10 seconds. He's so exposed. He is going to use the Ghost Walk. Tries to time it! Oh, but the timing for Rapha is so much better.
I think that was so unusual for Rapha because he's like, I'm trying to time this rocket on Ghost Walk at an item that I know is not even up yet. Well, now he knows he can go back for the Mega Health.
Taking the fight towards his opponent first so he can get the maximum use out of the Mega when he eventually does pick it up. On it, replenishing his stack. Oh, that was filthy!
Ouch.
So beautiful from Rapha right now. He is just tearing nosfa a new one at every given opportunity. Still another 4 minutes to go. Grabs himself the heavy, big connection from the tribal. He's chasing him down, but instead opts to attempt to reposition.
Again, those resources replenish. He's got a good feeling about what nosfa was up to then. Whoa. Rocket sailing past his bony face. Close again for nosfa, desperately trying to find himself something, but it's from bad to worse to downright catastrophic.
Rapha on the hunt here. Elevated angle. Fires down the rockets from above. There's a bit of a tag going across as nosfa's so low. Oh, not much life left in him. As he's going to be limping out of there. Can Rapha get the drop on him? He's still close by, right on his tail. He doesn't have the Ghost Walk and he won't for another 5 seconds. If Rapha can get there, he can get the kill, but it all comes down to this.
Rapha's really trying to figure out, like, why can't I get you over there?
He's been really unlucky.
Like, come on, sort it out.
Can you just spawn
Is he
there?
stepping far back enough? I don't know.
Maybe he's
Or
over
maybe,
too far.
yeah.
Would he make that mistake though?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's unlikely. But I think it changed like how you do it because there was an update that swapped out some of the spawns in a particular way. So I don't know. Maybe Wenger and Kelson are real nerds about it. It's not impossible. Oh my god! It sneaks away with that. That was very, very close with that late injection. We've got that heavy up in a moment. And nosfa challenging because he kind of has to at this stage. But it should be Rapha looking good. 13-0. Not really giving nosfa an inch. Had a couple of close shaves. Well, life is hard at the moment for nosfa. Ooh,
that's filth.
Tasty nugget there.
Cracking cheese, Gromit. 14-0. This is just mad. Someone needs to stop him eventually. And he's still giving it as well. The rail's out. He is going to miss the follow-up, but he's just going to gracefully back out of there, secure himself the heavy, and look to try and do even more damage. Here comes the LG as he wants Sparks to fly. nosfa drops down and does go for the escape.
Beautiful, beautiful rail.
He's just sick, isn't he?
He's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
As far as players go.
He's alright.
He's
alright,
a bit of
yeah.
alright, really.
Yeah, he's played Quake before. Oh, here comes the deep dive. Oh!
That was actually quite close. Still a bit of armor packing behind him, but that was just from the pickup.
Man, 15-0. A minute left on the clock.
Do you know what would really upset me now?
Go on.
Is if Rapha gave him a kill.
And let one slip away.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be insulted.
I don't feel like it's going to happen. I think this is going to be a 16-0.
16-0.
Yeah.
I think there's one more in there as well. Heavy, so much stack, comfortable to rocket jump around.
Here we go. He's heard the audio cue. He knows what needs to be done. And it's the rail that needs to land. There's the shotgun.
Lovely. Now, is he going to do it?
No.
He stood.
Oh, he did
he. Okay, nice.
Maybe. Follow-up shot. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That's the way to finish the game. 17-0. Rapha. Wow.
That was brutal. That was really damn brutal. Again, nosfa's damage isn't bad, but it's still not enough considering the amount of items that he's getting. Rapha is just everywhere. He's nowhere. He's wherever he needs to be. He's wherever you don't want him to be.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
If you don't know where Rapha is, look behind you because
exactly.
He's there ready to assassinate.
And if you want to do anything on the map, then just don't do anything.
No.
There's just no point.
Whatever you are going to do, don't do it.
Don't.
Because he knows.
And every time you think of something... No, I won't. I'll stop now.
He's kind of like Santa Claus. He knows when you're asleep. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you're going for the mega. And he knows when you want the heavy.
How do you play against that? Well, there's one more map for nosfa to have a go, and it's going to be Ruins after this. And hopefully he won't be left in Ruins. It's the best I can do for you.
Well done, that was pretty good.
That was a genuine sign of appreciation I just got.
That was pretty good.
I'm inspired by you sometimes.
Thank you. I try. I do it for the boys. That's what I do. But, man, Rapha looking absolutely sick today. And really, it's just a testament to how high of a skill ceiling he has. When you compare the fact that you have just 17-0'd a player like nosfa, that if you threw into a matchup with nigh on anyone else, you would expect, if not a tight game, obviously a fairly close game in some scenarios, because he is very, very talented. But you put him up against Rapha, it doesn't go down like that.
No, exactly. It's a really, really hard game to go against. I know we've seen better from nosfa in the past. It's definitely hard to go up against a player like Rapha. I know he's playing back from home now as well, so there's things like that to take into consideration ping-wise, yada yada. But no, I can certainly see a dimension in these circumstances where nosfa could probably bring it to a little closer. And I sincerely hope that on Ruins we get something a bit better. Maybe he gets a good start. Maybe he managed to get that first kill at least, and is able to at least direct the flow of the game his own way for the first half, first quarter, whatever.
Yeah. Well, potentially, if he can, try and at least keep his head screwed on, don't worry about it too much now. Just go in fresh, third and final map, play your heart out, and hope to do some damage because it's the best you can do, really. If you can deny points against Rapha, you might as well. Although, really, I don't think it's going to affect much at all.
Yeah, I mean, it may affect yourself a tiny bit, but for Rapha, he's just rise.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah. He's like heat, and it's just going all the way to the top. That's the point.
Yeah. I think that's why you don't want to live in a house with high roofs.
To waste it. That's fair. See. My heating at home is actually broken upstairs, but because heat rises, I'm actually fine.
You just open all the doors and just let it.
It just works. Science.
Yeah.
I think.
Normally, yeah.
Yeah, but I should just get it fixed, really. I'm just incompetent.
If you could also tie little rock bags of rocks to the heat, and that'll drag it down. So. Yeah.
What?
Because it counters the rising of the heat with the added gravity.
Just can't even look at you.
Yeah, it's true. Us bricklayers do it all the time in the heating business.
I am so lost at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so let's lay the foundation of this third and final map, Sue.
Is he telling the truth, guys, or am I just a moron? I don't know.
You can tie rocks to hot air.
I just feel like I should believe you when you talk, but I really don't believe you.
What do you put in the toaster?
That's a good question.
What do you put in the toaster, Zoot?
We put in bread.
Good, well done. Did you know that dogs can't look up?
Don't quote Shaun of the Dead to me.
They can't look up.
Does
They can only look left and right. It's the only way their necks work. But I'm looking up, and well, actually, I'm looking forward to the next game. There you
I
go.
think nosfa it probably isn't.
No, probably not. He's looking
tough.
down.
It's a tough one for him. And what is the score if you accumulate all the maps? 17. It was like 17 twice or 18 on the first.
Something like
I
that.
think it was 18 plus 17. It's 35 to 3. It's pretty steep. But you know what? It doesn't matter about the frags. If you can win the map 1-0.
Hey, if they were playing golf, nosfa would be winning.
This is true. Contextually, in a different scenario, that's really good, nosfa. So congrats.
Yeah, well done, well done. But yeah,
2 points to Gryffindor.
the third and only 2 points.
Yeah, I'm a stinge.
It's normally like 15 points, 15 house
It's
points.
a close game between the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to give them everything. These 15 points is only if it's your birthday.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
Right.
and then you get like
So what house would Wenger be?
he's a Hufflepuff for sure.
The Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill some Slytherin though, obviously after what he's doing to him.
Oh,
That's just
yeah.
rude.
He
He's
snaked
the
him.
Malfoy of
And he
this
snaked
whole
him.
community. You don't
Yeah.
want to be part of that.
Yeah.
And he's gonna try and kill Rapha now. Because I'm pretending Rapha's I was about to say Ganondorf, but
Ganondorf. That's
No,
entirely
wait,
different.
I got the wrong character here. I'm mixing it all up.
Ganondorf the Grey.
Okay,
Yeah. Legend
precisely.
of Star Trek. Yeah.
This is my favourite.
My favourite.
I'd like them to amalgamate all of them into its own fantasy universe. Then I'll be absolutely sorted. In reality, guys, we've actually got players coming back in just a second. I think nosfa or Rapha went for a piddle, but we're golden to go in a second. Hopefully nosfa can screw the cogs. Like Ganondorf. Get the
famous for screwing cogs, of course. My favourite
Do you
character.
not remember that from Ocarina of Time?
Oh yeah. Oh, the bit
all
where you
the
have to
cogs-
screw all the cogs.
Yeah, it was that
and
sort
you got
of
the one cog that won't
optional
screw.
objective. Clearly you weren't all
And you
the
have to play the
achievements.
song of
Oh,
cogs.
the game is saving us here, Jackie.
My goodness, let's get underway. It's the final game of the day, Week 7 of the Quake Pro League. nosfa taking on Rapha. They both got A's at the end of their names, but who is getting the A star on the third and final map, Zoo?
I like it. Well, Rapha's got the heavy behind him. Got the chasing Pika! Do you know where it's going to go? No, nobody knows where it's going to go.
Pin the railgun on the Pika.
You know, like, well, the players practice everything in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they practice driving around the Pika in that way?
They do drone racing with the Pika.
Oh my god, that was so much damage! nosfa! LG into rail. That was sickeningly good, actually. Gets himself on the board to begin with, but small problem. You're low stacked and you got Rapha gunning after you with that Strog.
Yeah, he's going to be coming straight towards you and looking to take you down in a matter of seconds. That's a free heavy pickup as well, which is going to be fantastic for bolstering his defense.
Here we go.
He's getting slapped!
Yes!
Oh, nosfa! Welcome to the server.
Where the hell were you for the last 25 minutes?
Making a meal out of a mole.
I mean, he clearly was. Now he's making a mountain out of it.
He's making a man out of you. So let's get down to business to defeat Rapha. Oh, big.
This is insane damage output that we're getting from nosfa. He's been hustling. Us and Rapha. LG, can he get himself another? Oh, the rail from Rapha in time. But he is weak. nosfa's got a piercing sight available to him. He's down in the heavy zone. I think it went up towards eyeball. And Mega Health is the next port of call item-wise. He's there. Nails to work with. It's so difficult to get rid of that Pika when you've only got the nails. Oh, he's dropped it off! nosfa won't know this. He won't have a clue.
Oh.
He's just seen that that's happened, but he has got himself the heavy. Good little fadeaway rail from Rapha as he's desperately chasing to get back in the lead as soon as possible.
Oh, look at the transition there, though. That was beautiful. As the LG starts to connect, but he is blown into hundreds of giblets. Turns the corner and exploded by nosfa.
This rail has woken the hell up.
Woke AF.
Seriously, though. Moves out of the way in good time. Gotta still respect Rapha's rail, even if he's on fire. Golden LG. can tell someone's been on Unholy Trinity.
Firing off the warning shots with the rail, hoping to connect the pawn. Instead, switches back to the fan favourite in the lightning gun. Both of them doing tons of damage, but Rapha finally comes out on top.
Switch went a little bit weird there for nosfa. I wonder if it switched away from rail if it was empty. That was very, very unusual. He was going for a nice little flick play, but it did not pan out. However, nosfa's still in the lead, just with limited resources.
Rapha slowing down the pace of the game now, not wanting to throw anything away. There's the drop down as he had the sneak attack onto nosfa, and he has been quickly taken out of the equation. That's going to be the pickup on the Mega as well, straight back into the fray potentially here, but instead he does actually go for the heavy first, and here is going to be a fight that favours Rapha so much more. The Pika goes in to try and force back nosfa, but he's able to escape this time.
Such fast work we've been getting from Rapha.
Ooh.
And nosfa, I mean, we're closing in on the halfway mark. Can nosfa still put a stop to some of this momentum that Rapha's lately been carrying? 100 health. If he can find a way to block out the heavy armor for himself, that would be huge. Rapha's a little bit slow, gets one rocket, but we have had the heavy taken now by the Brazilian. Rail out, follow up, not quite there. nosfa hangs around for such a long time, but still alive, that's what counts. Love a little spam shot. Nothing wrong with that.
Pika's back up in about a second there, so now he's in a good position to be able to use it as a nice little bit of initiation. A good way of poking his opponent. Oh, that does an even better job though. nosfa, lucky to even be alive. The LG will really make quick work of him, and he is set up on a date with the coroner.
It's how to push Rapha out of control now. That's the million-dollar question.
5-minute warning.
nosfa needs to find a way to keep timing on this mega health. May have heard that around the corner. nosfa's LG is spectacularly good right there, but I don't think he's going to be able to disrupt this pickup on heavy. He comes in a little bit late, but no challenge at all. Instead, getting himself a light armor. Still able to fight, though, at least, thanks to the damage that he did do beforehand, and there's a brilliant rail from him. Pressure now being applied. 5 seconds till a mega. nosfa should really try and capitalize on that, and he's just not there in time. Good fadeaway rail, though. Really, really good. Possible for another. 8 HP left for Rapha. That 25 did everything for him.
Stopwatch.
Rapha looking to try and push this lead out even more if he can. 6 minutes have now gone by. There's 4 to play with for nosfa. Is there any chance that he can actually start to force his way back into the game? He's doing a lot of damage, some nice attacks, and that will be the Pika that actually has denied it. Goes across, Rapha goes down as the push comes in from nosfa. He's now 1 frag away from tying things up. Railgun out, beautiful tag, but the heavy is snatched.
nosfa can still get back into this. Oh, close rail. He's not railable himself yet. Missed shot, though, from Rapha. Is he going to go for a little flick at the end? No, he can't do it. No change. Rapha's still not that strong. But nosfa had to spawn all the way at the bottom of the map, so he's got to go fumble around, pick up the items that he can get. There's a lot of damage onto nosfa. Rail hits. 1 more rail would have been good again, but Rapha never giving him enough time to reload. Machine gun, nice. Oh, the nails, in fact. Oh, he ran away just at the wrong time. That mega health could have been his. Two rails. Is he going to chase for another? This would be brave. I think the rail would still get the kill at this stage, actually. Yeah, Rapha was desperate for a little bit of health. Uh-oh, missed shot. Have to get out.
Slowing things down ever so slightly here. There isn't much time left though, Zoot, so if he wanted to try and go for a show-stopping play, it had to have been soon. Instead, Rapha leaps in, blows him clean out of the server. And this is where things get incredibly scary now. 2 minutes left on the clock. That's 120 seconds to do damage, and nosfa isn't getting any chance really as he's being picked to pieces.
It's a nice mid-air there to at least get something going, but it was a losing fight, unfortunately, for him. Pika. Oh, feels bad moment for nosfa. How to ride out the end of the map now for Rapha, as it's virtually impossible to let go of this. Getting that vertical damage. Trickling some LG on top afterwards. Flavoursome stuff.
Little tags coming through here and there. Rapha hoping to punish he will, as nosfa falls once more. 12-5 with just 60 seconds left on the clock. The likelihood of nosfa doing anything here is so marginal. There's no real chance whatsoever. This should be Rapha looking to try and secure a clean 3-0 split versus nosfa today.
Yeah, we've been getting some good positive things though from nosfa at the end. Ruins has been a world of difference compared to Veil and Molten, if I remember correctly. Blood Covenant, sorry. I'm being slow. So it's definitely positives to extract from this. I just think it's a shame he wasn't able to give us that kind of like fighting talk at the beginning of the last maps. We know he's got it in him. It's just a case. He carried it till sort of minute 6, 7. And before Rapha was able to stomp away. I say it is about Rapha. He might not be getting the last kill, but he's certainly getting the last say in this. That is 12-7 here on Ruins. 3-0 for the Professor as he gets that 16 points.
Yeah, schooling his students once again here today as nosfa has been dismantled by Rapha. Not the most surprising feat, obviously. Rapha just absolutely ridiculous inside of the game, as per usual. You could never count him out.
No, precisely. It's just a majestic performance. There's not much else to say about it. Again, still some positives for nosfa as he was hitting those shots. We saw some of that aggressive style that we were talking about right at the beginning. So that's nice to have. I would have wanted it, I think, I subscribe to probably about 5 to 10 minutes more of that over the series. But still, Rapha is able to deal with that, work with the pressure, the new pressure that had been unloaded in the series, and still turn it into a victory for himself. But just another day at the office in reality for Rapha. Getting those points. He's closing in on the 200 mark now. As far as points are concerned, that is, yeah, it's a long way ahead.
Yeah, he's definitely skyrocketing his way through here in Stage 2 and looking pretty consistent to try and hold on to that top spot. It would be a ridiculous task if we ever actually saw him drop off now, considering how long's left.
Well, yeah, there's not much time, and I don't see much of a drop-off. I know later on the season we've still got things like the Hang Rapha to look forward to, but I'm still expecting Rapha to be firmly, in favor of possibly even hitting that 200 mark. I need to check the points myself. I think we'll get a chance to see in a little while. But yeah, there we go, guys. Highlights over here from Rapha and nosfa as we see our victor happening there. Those are our 8 matches today, and we're left with love and points to look at. It's been a beautiful day.
It really has been. We've had some fantastic feats and results through and through. Rapha being the latest one to be added as well there, as he does take that in a 3-0 versus nosfa.
And happy birthday, Wenger, of course.
Yes, we can't forget, of course, the birthday man himself.
21. But 19 forever in some people's hearts.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the meme. It never ends. It will always be 19 to some.
Oh, yeah.
But now, when he goes to QuakeCon, he can have a celebratory
beverage
shandy of some sort. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's some positives to look at.
That'd be nice, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's have a look at something that's even nicer, the rankings. Let's see how things have gone down, if there has been any shake-ups.
Let's take a look-see. Rapha up to 171. That is a truckload of points right there.
Wenger and Kilson tied on 129 at 4th
Oh
and
my
5th.
god. And Razy is so close as well. Cooler's really close. There is a lot going between those 4 Euros. Dag's not far ahead. There was a bit of drama last time as he just got kicked out of top 4 by Razy, but currently standing 1 and 2 with his Team Liquid buddy Rapha. Down at the bottom, we see Genix still trying to work his way onto the scoreboard. Waz and Effortless close together. Dewey starting to get away a little bit. But it is Hron who's mostly in the danger zone for the Euros. But really, there's still not that many separating CNZ, Avex, Cypher. Tox really isn't that far ahead. There's a lot of things that could change moving towards the end of Stage 2. So everything to play for in our last 3 weeks of play now.
Yeah, good to see Cypher's actually brought himself way back into it as well, considering the position he was in. Now moving up to 11th, a much better position based off the 16 points that he was able to pick up today. So getting far away from the relegation zone as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tons of points to play for. As 8 to 4 for the 2-1, 16. 16, man, that's just tons to get. Tons to get.
It's a lot of points that is keeping them playing, of course, for the belt right there to try and get their name placed onto it. As we said earlier, what a travesty it would be if Rapha wasn't able to try and contend to finally get his name inscribed.
I was sorry to put in like a bit of a dampener then, but you know we've got to say it right as commentators. It's our role to create
when you
that.
think about the history that's already been inscribed, names like Kilson and Cooler, if there's anyone else that deserves to be on there,
Exactly.
right? It makes sense.
If there's like a Quake Champions belt from its inception, his name would be there like 6 times.
Oh yeah.
So now he's just got to get it once, and it's on this particular belt.
Oh yeah.
Could happen. Could happen.
To potentially try and see if one day he might be able to claim it himself, of course, at QuakeCon 2020. Well, all of this is still building up towards. But in terms of today, I believe we are done, Zoo, as everything is wrapped up here for Week 7 of the Quake Pro League.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Enjoyed getting back into some Quake Pro League commentary of yourself here in 2020 in this next part of Stage 2. We've got lots of magic to happen in the following weeks, so I'm looking forward to all of it getting wrapped up in Katowice.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I haven't seen you in 7 weeks, but it's like nothing's changed. We're straight back into it. The synergy's still there. It's still as beautiful as ever.
Still there. I still don't know what you're saying about 15% of the time. It's perfect.
Brilliant. Well, moles out of mountains or whatever it was. I think that's it. I think we're all wrapped up for the day. It was absolutely fabulous. I hope you've enjoyed yourself and enjoyed tuning in for the latest installment of the Quake Pro League. Of course, we will be back next week as we carry on bashing our way through Stage 2 to see who is going to Poland to contend at Katowice. But from me, Zoo, and everyone in production, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.